Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello, and how are all of my lovelies, my royalty, my amazing people out there? Okay, so my petty royalty, where's your petty drink? Where's your petty tea? Let's get started. Because, yeah, I'm still going to be on that topic with that young lady with that failing paper grade, and she's the one who has the nerve to complain when that was so atrocious, where she could even get the evidence and things. And I'm not going to lie, like, I. I had to learn how to learn. I had to learn how to write a paper, but I never did that. Like, not that. I've had to learn as I go, and even writing my novel, present day, I'm learning. And off topic, but remember, I'm as messy as my life. Is like I've been looking at there's these online small business companies who they say that they're gonna help you publish your book, especially if you're a self-published author. They will at least help you with the printing and all, kind of like do some of the steps that KDP does. But then they also go beyond that, which I love because that's the part I need because I'm trying to be on several book websites and things like that is kind of, yeah, because one reason why I'm not on quite a few with some of my books is literally because of a measurement of my cover. I've worked on it so many times and fixed it, played around with it over 80 times. I want to say 100, but maybe not quite 100. But with one of them, I did it so many times. I just wanted to scream, and to a point where I get like, and I hate giving up, but just for my sanity and then for all of the other goals and dreams, it was slowing me down to the point where it was all over a cover. Like I would have like two or three of my books on other websites right now, but that one cover and playing around with it, uploading like, and people are like, "Oh, I contacted them 4 or 5 times, more than that possibly, and each time they're just like, well, maybe just do this and do that, and it's just like, no, no, I already did this, I did that. Well, and so then I would send it to them, and they're like, well, your measurements look right, just try again. I like I said, I already tried it 40 times and it keeps telling me, and that's why I'm emailing you and contacting you. Well, I don't see an issue or a problem. So maybe you just blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you know what? If you're not going to help me, you're of no use to me. So but anyway, yeah, trying to run a business, trying to publish your books, trying to live your dreams, yeah. And then you bump into people who don't really care and they don't want to help you. They don't really want to be bothered with you because it's like, yeah, especially if you're not a celebrity or making tons of money and everything like that, they don't care. But with some of these companies that I was talking about a couple minutes ago, they keep saying, just get a ghostwriter, just get a, like, no, no, no. That I am looking for someone, like a company to help me print, to help my get my books out there, my already published books out there further. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm writing my novel because, yeah, when I mentioned, yeah, it's like I'm working on a novel too, so I want to see what you guys can do with my current books. And some of them are like, oh, you don't have to write it. No, we have ghostwriters, or no, we have AI that will help. Like, they'll write it for you, and I'm like, what in the poorly qualified, like, and so that's when I cross them off my list because I don't want that as an option. Don't ask me about that. It's like some of these companies are just like, just do it the easy way. Oh, we don't care if you have any talent. We don't care. Like, no, no. That gets on my nerves. But okay. Back to my subject, back to it. I'm gonna get on that in another episode, but it's just really getting annoying. Okay, okay. So with that student who had the nerve to turn that in, and then once she got her zero, which was very much deserved, she had the nerve to go to Turning Point USA and complain, and then even try to accuse the other person of being like bigoted based off of her religion, which that wasn't it. I mean, I only glazed on the topics of options of how she could have tried to use the Bible to prove her case, but she didn't even try. She didn't even try. And so with this episode, I'm still on the point where she mentioned that she doesn't see a problem with teasing. Yeah, because you heard me mention that a lot in one of the episodes. But it's really crazy how a lot of the Christian community see nothing with teasing. They see nothing with tormenting people. But then it's like they talk about how the book is about love. Yeah, I stumbled on that one a little bit, but it's growing up in the church and everything and being told and being taught so many things, but then also hearing the Republican brainwashing and things while in the church. It's just, and now I've stepped away from, I mean, I'm still Christian, but I've stepped away from the demographic of Christian because of I've found and learned how toxic a lot of them are. And I would never want to be matched up with that group because of how yeah. Because, and it's really funny how even with some of my friends, or while, even while teaching college and stuff, it's like some of my Christian students, it's like that, like I said in one of my previous episodes, sometimes they would want to debate a topic with religion into it. So then they didn't know I grew up in the church. When I spin it around on them with some other Christian stuff, they're just like, oh, hold up, wait a minute, you Christian too? And I'm just like, yeah, uh-huh, you didn't know about that, right? You didn't know about that. And so it's just kind of funny because they're not ready. They didn't come prepared. They just came with the same thing that this young lady said. Basically, it's in the Bible. Yeah, just believe me because it's in the Bible. Yeah, everything that I believe in is in the Bible, but I'm not going to tell you which part, but I'm just going to tell you it's in the Bible. Yeah, I've met that. I've come across that quite a few times. So then when I prove them wrong with the Bible, they're shocked that they're just like, oh, shoot, I didn't come prepared like normal. But yeah, it's like with some of the students, they come with good intent with it. Even when it comes to astrology, I had one student who she didn't do the assignment because of astrology. And I'm just like, okay, all right. It's like it wasn't a real it wasn't a religious thing, and if you weren't going to do it, I would have just told you, like, cuz some students, they want to use that against me, but they don't want to communicate with me, and they just want to say I'm not going to do it. But then I'm like, okay, so you don't want to get points? And they're like, oh, well, if you're not going to give me points, I'm going to go to the day. Like, okay, if you didn't even talk to me, you didn't even communicate with me. So it's like some of these college students want to act grown, but then they don't want to do the things that are grown in order to act grown. Because you're not going to come up and talk to the professor and let them know that something is against your religion. But then you just expect like me or any professor to just accept that you're just not going to do it, and that means you're not going to do anything, but you still want the points. I've come across that. And so actually had to tell the student, well, since you did not communicate with me, that is on you. And so instead of doing like the astrology, I would have just said, do it based off of your symbolism of what the month means to you. Symbolism is not astrology. Symbolism is what you think. And it's like, so with your month, you could have based it off of, like, is it summer, fall, winter, or spring? You could have based it off of what goes on during the month of your, like, your birthday or whatever. And it's like, or symbolically, how do you feel during that month? And it's like, because I'm like, Wintertime is the season for seasonal depression. So it's like, so some people are kind of sad, but some people are uplifted. Some people are excited because either they love seeing the snow and things like that. So it's like, so people feel different ways on that month. So you never know. And so, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it's like some students, it's like they get so excited, like, they're like, ooh, that's against my religion. So I'm going to use that against her. And she can't say anything about it because I'm going to go to the dean. And it's like, okay, okay, but you're not going to talk to me. Not going to talk. Like, and see, and that's what this young, like, if you're going to try to base something off of your religion, know how to base something off of your religion, because also it's like she got a zero. She did not do anything. Like, honey boo boo, it's like, at least look it up. I mean, you got, like I said in one of the last episodes, it's like there are pastors online. She could have looked it up. There's articles. Pastors write articles. Pastors write books. There are so many, like, especially with technology today. And I will never forget when the oldest daughter of my ex, Mr. No Heart, for quite a few months, she was just bragging. I'm smarter than you. I'm going to be smarter than you. And I'm like, why? I grew up on the internet. We have the internet, so that means I'm smarter than you. Wow. Wow. And it's like a lot of Generation Z, like while teaching them K through 8 or college, a lot like even some I had students that were on a 3rd grade reading level in middle school who would have the nerve to say that. And I'm just like, so many things I want to say right now. But then even my college students who are failing my class would try to tell me that they were smarter than me because of the internet. No, the internet is smarter than you. And you have more advantages of learning because you have the internet. But if you don't know how to use the internet in order to like obtain more knowledge and stuff, you are not going to be smart. Like, and I like, the thing is, I try to teach my students how to learn and everything because I want them to be smarter than me, especially when they get to my age. I want, like, especially with the power of the internet, they should be by the time they reach my age. But when students just say they're automatically going to be smarter than me, but okay, I'm going to prove the point in my case, and it's probably going to be on to a second episode with this as usual. But when she talked about teasing, yeah. And I'm gonna have some odd resources. I'm probably gonna pick up some, some articles. I'm gonna slip the links in as usual, and maybe some videos on that and stuff. But then I got my screenshots. You probably noticed my screenshots in some of the other episodes, right? Right. Yeah, a lot of these Christians, oh, they love teasing. They love mocking. They love being mean and rude and awful and trolling. Yes, they do. But the Bible is all about love, but they don't care about love when they get to be hateful, awful, terrible, inhumane people, right? Right? Yeah. It's kind of funny how it's like back to that toast lady, and she's such a great example because it was just like her mannerisms in the video. It was like crunch, crunch. Yeah, you didn't get that food, did you? What are you gonna do to eat? It is like it basically saying you're not gonna be able to survive, but that's not my problem. Crunch, crunch on that like very stale, over toasted bread. Like what? Like, but this is how a lot of the Christian community are. If you've been paying attention, this is how a lot of the Christianity group demographic are. This is how I grew up around. It's like they would say, like, love, love, give, give, but then turn around. It's like, look at that person. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. Oh, I'm better than them. They're not like us. It's like, or if someone, like, if one of the Christian people goes up and tries to save somebody, and they're just like, no, I'm good, I'm good. Oh, they're gonna suffer in hell. It's like, okay. Okay. Or if they see somebody with a disability, oh, I'm gonna like, go and pray for that person. But when the person says no, thank you, oh, but look at how they walk, look at how they are, like, cause and some of these people don't realize that I'm a Christian and I've already been through, all of that for over 30. Yeah, it's like because I've had some people, while I'm trying to live my life, just come up to me. Oh, actually, yeah. Even at my house, I think I was going to get the mail, or maybe I was going to go to work. I don't know. I was walking out towards my car or mailbox, something like that. That's all I remember with the situation. But I do remember when one of my past neighbors, but we were still, at the houses, whatever, whatever. And I just remember she was driving by, and then all of a sudden, I think she slowed down or she came back in reverse, one or the other. It's like, because I've had this happen a couple of times where all of a sudden she opened up her window and she's like, "What's going on?" And I'm just like, "What? What are you doing? And why do you walk like that?" I don't know. This is just how I walk. I don't know any different. I don't remember you doing that back in school. Okay. Well, that means you need me to pray over you. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just, living my life. Well, no. You have to accept my prayer. You want to walk right, don't you? What? Well, it's like if I don't pray over you, you're never going to walk right. And that's just the short version of it. I'll tell it another time, but that's just an example. With the whole Christianity, like this, a lot of them, we were taught to act like that. And it's like maybe not on purpose, but I have like walking into the mall, or it's like it's just so many. And that's one reason why now, especially now that I'm diagnosed and that my disability got to this point, I don't like being in public. I'm an extrovert, but I don't like being in public because I don't like how some humans act. I don't like how they feel like they're above me, or that they have the nerve to come up to me and say, "If I don't pray over you, you're not going to be healed. Only I can heal you. Only I can get you to walk right. Only I can get you to be a part of the humanity that we all want to see." And so when this girl has the nerve to say it's okay to, tease and everything, she doesn't see a problem with that. Okay, because now I'm going to get to so now you see why I'm going to need a part two of this. But, oh, especially when people say no, thank you, and or when some of the Christian community, like when you go to a mega church and they see you week after week and things like that. It's like there's some stories where I will never forget. So I'm gonna give some stories, but instead of saying I will never forget, just know that. Just keep these and just keep that thought in mind. I was at one of my church conferences, and this was years ago, but there was one guy who I think it was like the first or second week of the conference. He came up to me and just said, "Oh my gosh, you are so beautiful." And he was like, I hope we get to talk again before the conference is over. And I would really like to maybe hang out with you and stuff. And it's like, still, I mean, most of the brainwashing had left at this point, but especially with how I walked, and especially since I didn't know which direction my life was going, I was really confused, and I thought I was really in need of God to help direct me into which direction I needed to go. So that's one of the, like, I was going to church and like the conference and even some of the midweek services because I was trying to figure it. Yeah. And so, and also still being single, it was like, I know, I was like, my mom, As long as you walk like that, no one's ever gonna want you, love you, or marry you. So it's a whole mixture of things at this moment in my life. And so when this guy said that, I was like, oh. And the truth is, like, he wasn't my type. I wasn't attracted. But at the same time, I keep hearing people at my church say, the man chooses you, you don't get to choose him. If he likes you, you're just like some like ladies, you sometimes you have to understand it's not, it's yeah. I've learned a lot because as I've said in previous episodes, like my parents were very strict, very of the like especially with my mom, like of the church, by the book, by the and so when it came to like we were not allowed to go to homecoming or prom, or at first I think we like maybe freshman year could have went to homecoming or whatever, but yeah, mm, yeah, I still have nightmares with some of the things my mom told me about, like her thoughts with me in prom and things. And then especially in 10th or 11th grade, because I think it was 11th grade, but she's let's just, oh well, throughout my whole life she said some really terrible things to me, but 11th grade is when the whole thing of as long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. And then with my dumb self, I was trying to find someone that was good enough that they would love and adore. And I found someone at the church who my mom adored so much that when I broke up with him, she tried to trick me to get back with him. Someone who my perfect sister kept in contact with him. And like I still have I still haven't told you the story about how they tried to trick me to get back with him. But I did tell you guys about how he literally started dating another girl and I was so happy for him. And some of you guys aren't gonna realize it all comes together when I get back to the main subject. But or the main story that I just started talking about. But I found out that he only dated her because he was trying to get me to be jealous. And then I remember like when I did talk to him about that, because I was really, once I found out, I was really bothered. And I think when I contacted him, he thought that I was going to try to get back with him, but I told him he better not treat that woman badly, treat her wrong, or, and how dare he try to date someone just to try to get to me or try to get within my emotions. And that is like, he just showed himself. And it's like, as a Christian man, how dare you? It's like you're treating love like it's just something to flim around. Like this young lady likes him, might even love him. And it's like this girl was so like while I was dating him, she was trying to, and that's another. She's and so yeah. When people deal with like Christianity love, oh wait, because this young lady, she was so jealous of me. She was trying to be such a hater. She was trying to be so awful, terrible, and mean. It was entertaining. And then the fact of after I broke up with him and then she got him, she was trying to put it in my face, and I'm like, honey, I don't want him. I don't want to date him. I promise. I promise. But then I found out that he was only dating her to get me upset and mad and jealous because he knew how bad she treated me because of, and I was so disgusted. And I say part of that because she would try to tease me and mock me. Now that we were not together, I wasn't with him anymore. She would try to mock me, tease me, harass me because now she was with him. And then I'm looking at her like, honey, boo boo, and I never told her, and it's really funny because, she's linked with me on LinkedIn, and it's like now even with me starting the podcast, she not like after she kept looking at my page, she kept seeing my updates with it, because I don't know why she wanted to link up with me, but I'm like, you know what, like they always say, keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. And some of my enemies still don't know why I'm connected with them. I'm connected because I want to make sure I know where my enemies are at all times. And only when I feel like my enemies are a waste of time do I block them. Isn't that right, Rena? Isn't that right? Yeah, I'm petty. I don't care. But yeah, there are some enemies where I'm just like, I'm done with you. I don't care. Because especially when my enemies keep looking me up, they keep trying to see what I'm trying to do. They keep trying to just butt in. It's just like, what are you doing? Don't you have a life? Like, especially once you got married and you thought you were too good for me because you got married and everything. And so you started ignoring me and treating me like garbage because you're married and things. And especially once you saw that I published my books, you looked at my page. When you saw that I got my professor position, you looked at my page. Like every time I accomplish something, you want to look at my page, but you don't want to congratulate me and things. Instead, you want to talk about me behind my back and mock and tease and try to put me down and things like that. And then try to tell everybody, how does she get this? Yeah. And it's funny because both of these young ladies, they wanted to mock and tease and ridicule and put me down and everything. But for some reason, and this is like over the years, especially while dating such horrible, terrible, despicable people, I've realized no, I have to love for me. I was trying to love just to prove a point to my mother. And I was just trying to love, like, even when I was trapped into dating one guy, gaslit because back to my religion, I didn't want to be the reason why a guy was going to eliminate himself. And yes, some people are going to say you're dumb. And you know what? I was naive. It's like, but at the same time, when the guy is literally, okay, there's a warning. Well, okay, I'm going to say this in a way where it won't be a warning. He was doing something to his wrist that he shouldn't have in the middle of a street. And if he's willing to do that in public in the middle of the street, what is he willing to do in private? And when this man literally made a noose and telling me that if I broke up with him, yeah, we all know that, yeah. These are the type of things this man was going to do. These are the type of things this man says that he was going, like, and when he's punching holes in the wall of the house, if he's willing to do that, what else is he willing to do? So yeah, sometimes I think I was dumb, but at the same time, I see the patterns, I see the things that he was trying to do, and I never wanted to be the reason of that. And especially my mom said no one was ever going to want me, love me, or marry me. So and then in the Christian church, they say sometimes the man chooses you, you don't choose him. And since he was, ooh, the way he was trying to choose me was so toxic, terrible, but at the same time, he was forcefully choosing me. So part of me thought maybe that was the reason. I don't know, but I couldn't stand it. I didn't like it. I was disgusted by it. But I'm like, well, he's putting so much energy. And just like with the guy from the church who I tried to break up with, but then he tried to like, yeah, I've told the story, so catch up. But it's like, if all of these men, so many men in my life have tried to trap me, trick me in order to be with them. And for a while, I thought that was love. And I'm like, okay, that means that he must really love me. That must mean he really wants me. That must mean he really desires me. Because why would these men literally try to trick me to go to a concert with them? Trick me by saying they're going to eliminate themselves from the earth. And like trick me with all of the, like, whoo, there's been so many relationships where these men try to, and but then I'm like, why would these men do? And most of these men are Christian. Mr. Lakaki wasn't, and but actually, like, I don't know, like, was he? No, he wasn't. No, he was surrounded by racist bigots, but no, he wasn't. But anyway, oh yeah, I'm gonna need a part two on this because yeah, I still need to finish the first story so then I can start continuing. But being mocked and ridiculed, especially by the Christian community, I have been used to. It's to me a part of the Christianity life. And I think that's one reason why I am hardcore Democrat. And I think that's another reason why I have so much love for the LGBTQ plus community. Thank you for listening to the Handy Capable Black Women Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.